Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. It is Monday, but it's also the day where Filip Kostic will be official to Fenerbahce. Does that mean that Juventus will go back on the market, on the free agents transfer market? Well, let's see, because we always say that Filip Kostic was necessary, crucial, vital to bringing a new player. The player was Jadon Sancho. It is too late for Sancho. Will Juventus go back? We'll speak about that later in today's video. But it's also the week where our Bianconeri will be again on the field against Empoli. I always told you, Nations League glorified friendly, it's not something that is really exciting me, especially because it's in the beginning of the season. It's the first international break after seeing our boys back for really a short time, 3 games, and then they take them away from us, something that is really annoying me. So I'm asking you to put a maximum of like in the beginning of the week, continue to subscribe to the channel and to comment to let me know how you feel about this, because I will have a lot of questions for you during this video. Now that we did the basic, let's start with a new week, with a new month for certain people, even if we already played in September against Roma. You don't have to look at the calendar of September that much. You need to look at the next cycle of games, and I'm speaking about 6 games before the next international break. We start away against Empoli, then we have PSV, we start again to open the Champions League, and I can't wait, on Tuesday the 17th, then we have Napoli, big game at home, Genoa away, Leipzig, second game already of Champions League, and then we finish at home again against Cagliari. International break, and then we come back towards the end of October. Ragazzi, it will also be the week where Serie A resume with a lot of games, 10 games planned on Saturday, Sunday, and then on Monday. I can't wait. There will be some really nice game. Milan-Venezia. Let's see if Milan will be out of their really difficult situation. Inter, what will they do against Monza? It's a kind of small mini derby. Will Monza surprise us? I hope so, because that means that if Juventus is doing their job against Empoli, we'll be again there on top, this time alone, waiting for Torino and Udinese. When I'm telling you that there will be a lot of Serie A games, guys, don't forget that we partner this month and next month at least with Onefootball, sponsor of the channel. Thank you, Onefootball. But it's really for the people of UK that I'm speaking now. UK, that is including England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales, because you have the amazing opportunity to find a broadcast that is transmitting the games on Onefootball. Super easy. You go on Onefootball, the link is into the description. Of course, the other ones can also go into the description to download the link. You will make me a huge big pleasure. You can watch all the result, you know, live result, etc, the stats. But for the people from UK, super important, because you can watch this game. You have 3 possible subscriptions. The easy one, you choose the game that you want, you pick one for £4.99, or you go for the next one, the one that you only want to see Juventus and you don't care about the other ones. That is actually $79.99, or you go with a full package, $99.99 for an entire season of Serie A. All the games, able to watch them or on your mobile phone or television or on your PC or Mac, whatever, is just a fantastic offer. And if you are dividing them by 380 games, because that's what we are telling you, it's really extremely cheap. So if you want to watch the games without having problem, where do I need to watch the game because they are not transmitting it in my country, it's super easy. Download the link into the description. I'm sure that you will do it. Thank you for that, because now we start. Before speaking about our beloved Juventus, there is still the international break that is ongoing with Italy, that will play their second game of Nations League against Israel this evening. It's possible that I'm doing again a watch along, because I'm curious to see not one, but this time possibly 2 players on the field in the starting 11 of Spalletti. Cambiaso, that looks like he will receive continuity, but this time also Gatti. And if it's true that Gatti will play this evening, I'm extremely happy, because I believe that he totally deserves it. 0 minutes with him with Spalletti in Euro 2024. Will he receive his first minutes? I can't wait to see him. To also see if he's continuing that progression, if it's only Thiago Motta that has that magic wand, or even with Spalletti he can show what he did in the beginning of the season, and then it's always a pleasure to see back Moise Kean, or at least for me. Before speaking about Mercato, exit, entry, let's first think about Toto Schillaci. You know that Toto Schillaci is one of the first, if not the very first player that I loved, that I adored. Italy 90. Italia 90, when we were playing our World Cup at home, unfortunately finished bad with Argentina at penalty shootouts, but we don't care because this important news is that Toto Schillaci has been recovered in intensive care. The family sent a message. He is surrounded by experts, by doctors. At the moment, the situation is stable. Prayers out for Toto Schillaci, one of my, again, if not my very, very first player that I loved. For the people that do not know who is Toto Schillaci, Salvatore Schillaci, I made a video together with Rocco, my friend, years ago here on the channel. I will put the link probably here or here, I don't know. You click it and you will be redirected because it's really a beautiful video that you need to see to discover a bit what he did at Juventus, but who he was as well. Ragazzi, the first pages are speaking about Sinner, and it's totally correct to speak about Sinner. I'm happy that they are not selling us the duel of the Scudetto between Inter and Juve. The spot is totally deserved for Sinner that yesterday won the US Open, the first Italian men player, don't forget men player, to ever do it, so fantastic, congratulations to him. But then below of Tuttosport, after the king, Jannik King, I see there that Sabatini, Walter, famous sporting director, spoke about what excited him a lot by Juventus, and he said more than Cope manners, the name of Cabal excited me a lot. And you know what? I agree with him, kind of. Of course, Douglas Luiz, of course, Cope manners, these players are super excited, are super important for Juventus, and will probably be, the one that will transform our midfield, but also our team. But on the other side, we were all waiting, Giuntoli, to bring us these players a la Kvaratskhelia, the players that we never heard about, that are coming and joining Juventus for a really cheap and are able to give something to the team. Well, Cabal is that kind of name. None of us were expecting him to join Juve, not even him, honestly, but also players a la Adzic that we didn't speak a lot about because of his small injury. He's back since last Monday, so it's already 1 week that Vasilje is back. Well, these names are really making me super curious to discover them, to see them playing with continuity. Of course, don't forget that I really want against Empoli to see and Douglas Luiz from the start and Cope manners from the start. The latest news from La Continasta are saying that they are working extremely hard. And now we go into the exit mercato with Pippo Kostic that is leaving Fenerbahce. There was the race last minute because it's one of the only leagues that are still open in terms of entry mercato. Turkish league, Greece league. Well, Turkey, there were a battle between Galatasaray and Fenerbahce for our Serbian number 11, ex-number 11, because this season that 11 went to Nico Gonzalez. By the way, all good for Nico Gonzalez. He still didn't train with the team of Argentina. It's possible that he will come back a bit earlier. I hope so. But he should not be serious. We already spoke about that in the recent videos. I'm not sure if you watched them on Saturday and Sunday. But anyway, he will go to Fenerbahce after a call of Mourinho. Can we say grazie Mourinho? It's something that honestly, it's a bit strange for me to say grazie Mourinho, grazie Jose. Well, I want to say thank you because thanks to his call, he convinced Filip Kostic to leave Juventus. Look, it was a player that was in the exit mercato. A lot of players who were in that, out of project team. But even after McKennie discussed about this renewal and stayed at Juve, even if Arthur has been put in that Champions League list, Costich not. So it was sure that if he stood at Juve, if he stayed longer at Juve, he would not have participated to any single game, at least until January. So leaving is good. But I want to describe it as too late, unfortunately, because yesterday there were some talks that there was an option at 6 million euro or 7 million euro that Juventus was requested from Fenerbahce for the option to buy. Why Fenerbahce said, no, we want to go towards 3-4 million. At the end, because they had that sense of urgency, because they were a bit scared also that Costich, never know, he goes to bed, he wakes up, he said, I don't want to go anymore. They decided to go for an option without, for a loan without option, without obligation, that they can possibly also rediscuss at the end of the season. A bit the same sense of urgency that we went for Conceição. You remember that at the end we have no option, we have no obligation, but the option there to speak again with Porto is still available. A bit the same thing. Yes, of course, I'm pissed off for a few reasons. You know that I really wanted Jadon Sancho at Juventus Football Club because of Kostic, in a way, not accepting fast enough the Turkish option. Well, it flopped. We didn't go there. Also because we were speaking back then, a few weeks ago, about selling Filip Kostic for 6-7 million. Not an option, not an obligation, but immediately selling. So you cash in you also save on the salary and you had at disposal a little treasure, not huge, but a little treasure to go for a loan for Jadon Sancho. It flopped. Does that mean that now we have the money enough to go for another player? Some people are still speaking about Depay, where I told you, forget about Depay. Forget about Depay. He will not join Juve. Well, no, in a way. No, in a way. Because we loan him out, we don't cash in, we save a bit of money. Juventus that did a beautiful work, yeah, because if you're looking at the depreciation of players and the salary mass saved, we saved 14 million euro. That is not immense, that is not huge, but Juventus and Giuntoli reinforced the team totally. That was a huge, big revolution. So do we have enough to go on the market now? According to me, probably if we want to go for a loan, but I don't think that any player will join Juve, especially because we did some Mercato entry last minute in the next gen. We spoke about it yesterday. Felix Azenajan that did Afenajan that did a really beautiful goal. That Montero said, please Thiago, leave him a bit with the next gen. Don't take it from me fast enough. Well, I think that this player can possibly become a vice Vlahovic in the next coming weeks, at least, to be tested. We will see, we will monitor. A lot of people are saying, hey, Beppe, but that money that we saved, maybe not now, but in January, we can go and anticipate everyone for Jonathan David. I checked, and I don't think that I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know, guys. But according to me, he has a double citizenship, but it is USA and Canada, not a European one. So the fact to bring in Jonathan David in January is impossible because we already used all these possible slots for Douglas Luiz and for Adzic. So forget about Jonathan David in the winter. Can he come in next summer? There are high chances, even if there are other teams again on them. Dual Juve Inter, because also Inter is on that player, plus some Premier League teams. So it will be something that we will resume in a few months, maybe already in February, signing the player so that he can join for free for 24-25. We will have to be fast and we need to be totally convinced about the player. Now, can something change in the next days? In exit or entry? It depends. Arthur is still, yes, in the Champions League list, but we didn't see any images of him training with the team yet. Is he totally reintegrated? Question mark. In these days where Turkish league is still open, well, there are the possibility that he's leaving. The latest rumors, especially from Nicolas Kira that wrote it this morning, are saying that until January will probably stay at Juve because the salary 5.5 that Juventus is paying, and they are even paying more gross, well, it's too much for any other team that are interested in the Brazilian player. So it's probably a player that will stay with us until January, and then in January let's see if there will be some solution. So I believe that now with Filip Kostic leaving, the transfer market entry and exit of Juve is over, where Juventus did a lot. 9 new players signed by Cristiano Giuntoli. I don't want to again repeat them because you all know them. Some players from the next gen that has been promoted, like Rui, Savona, Bangula, the one that is possibly discussing for his extension and also a first team player contract, but a lot of sales. You remember when at a certain moment, I believe it was after Nuremberg or after Brest, I believe Brest, where Thiago Motta said to the microphones, the players that were not there, well, all these players are not part of the team. That decision has been criticized, attacking Thiago Motta, attacking Giuntoli, because are you crazy? In the beginning of August, if you say that all these players are out of the project, what are you doing? What is the communication that you are using? Well, at the end, except of Arthur, all these players are out of Juve, depending on the formula, or a loan out, or we sold them definitely, or there is an obligation, or there is an option, but all these players are gone from Juventus Football Club. So a lot has been done. 20 players left Juventus, 9 entered Juventus. It was a totally crazy Mercato. We can define it as really, Mercato is crazy. Tommaso Barbieri to Cremonese, for example, Barrenechea, Ealing Jr. to Aston Villa, even if these players already went on loan to Bologna and Valencia, Federico Chiesa to Liverpool, etc, etc. I don't want to go to all these lists. I will probably show you with the edit, and you can pause the video so that you can really check what Juventus did where. Of course, we can regret some players that left because we wanted to keep them. On the other side, we can also regret that some of the players didn't leave for the money that we were requesting in the beginning of the Mercato. Look, I told you, really difficult when you have a revolution to do. And probably you will regret something. If Chiesa would have accepted in the beginning of July to leave Juve, probably would have sold him for 30-35 million euro. At the end, we cash in for 13-14 million euro. It's a pity because we lost 20 million euro there, even if at the end the impact is still positive. Probably a Soulé would have been sold for more or stood at Juventus for 24-25. With the ifs, it is what it is. That revolution will not be taken in January with a new Mercato, also not in the next summer, because now we have a team that Thiago Motta has two missions: winning with this team, yes, winning, if it is the Coppa Italia, if it is the Supercoppa, if it is the Champions League or the Serie A, but he needs to win games, he needs to do extremely well, but he also has another mission: bringing value to this player, increasing the value of all these players. The players that last year were probably not performing as much as we wanted, so to give them again a new extra value. That will be a huge big mission of Thiago Motta. We started really well, and one of the players that caught our eyes is, for example, Manu Locatelli, that according to a lot of Juventini were saying this player is not part of Juve, should not be part of Juve. We don't want to see him anymore at Juventus Football Club. If you're looking at the three first games, of Serie A, it's a total different player. Two really beautiful games against Como and Verona, a bit less against Roma. The entire team of Juve didn't do that well against Roma. Well, it's a player that can bring again beautiful solutions in a midfield made of Cope Manners, Douglas Luiz, McKennie that has been reintegrated, Fagioli that is back, Locatelli, as I told you, Kefren Thuram that was injured and that will train again today together with Timo Weah. It's a midfield with different characteristics. It's a midfield that has quantity because we have a lot of players. We have a lot of quality as well. It's I believe if we have to rate the best roles in the field, defense or goalkeeper, defense, midfield and strikers, the one that has been reinforced the most is that midfield, and I'm counting really a lot on that one. Really a lot. So that was it for the video for me, guys. Tell me in the comment section if you are expecting another player to leave Juve. Tell me if you are expecting another player to join Juve in the last days of transfer market. Let me know. I'm really curious. Let me know how much you're waiting for Serie A to resume. If you are curious also for a possible watch-along for Israel-Italy, let me know everything in the comment section because I'm really curious to read you. I repeat you, like I started in the beginning of the video. If you are here at the end of the video, if you are from UK, don't forget the link into the description for a possible subscription with Onefootball. If you don't trust it enough, try with one game. Maybe already Empoli Juventus. Grazie, forza, Juve.